Hey Fergus, nice to meet you, and
Nice to meet you, Tony.
welcome to Combat TV.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Carl's been on to me, why aren't you doing an interview?
Yeah.
But it's just a little bit hard when you're in one island and I'm in the other. But what's the story, what's the situation that you're up here at CKB at the moment?
It's just a great opportunity to get some training in. So I got my next competition up, which is to go and defend my title, go and win the IMMAF Championship over in Serbia for a second time. And it's just hard, especially over Christmas. It can be a bit barren in Christchurch, actually finding enough like high-level training partners my size that can push me. So it's just a huge opportunity to come up here. You know, we've got a world-class gym in our own backyard, so may as well use it.
Yeah. And how have you found it? How long have you been here and how have you found it so far?
It's awesome, man. Like it's just good to have everything laid out for me. I can just follow the blueprint that, you know, like numerous UFC fighters are following to be successful at the highest level, and I can just go through and follow that step by step. And I really like how the classes are laid out here as well. Like I was just talking to Huge about how like they got the process from the drilling to the live sparring. He's got all these different methods to help progress the rate of learning, and like I can definitely feel the benefits while I'm up here.
And how long, when will you go back?
So I'm planning to about half my camp in Auckland and then finish off the last half in Christchurch. And the thing with that is I don't want to like come up here and do a completely new system and try and learn from scratch and take that into Worlds. I want to come here, get a good push, work with some really good guys, and then get back to Christchurch with my familiar surroundings, with my familiar coaches, with the system that's already gotten me to be successful to this point, and just refine that. So I think, yeah, it's the perfect balance, getting half the camp in, just a good push here, and then the last half just to fine tune everything before the competition.
Going back to when you won your title, tell us a little bit about the whole competition. You know, how tough is it, you know, fighting that many times over that shorter period?
It's definitely real tough. I mean, I was definitely lucky enough to get some early finishes early in the tournament, because yeah, as soon as you have one hard fight over the course of that 5 days, you know, that's gonna make it very difficult going forward, because you got, you know, fucked up shins, you're damaged like bruised up face. Like it's gonna be hard to fight day after day going forward. So it helped me to build that momentum early by getting the fights done quickly, so I could keep going through and fighting without too much fatigue or injury. But it's definitely a hugely challenging task, like physically and mentally. And I sort of realized after a couple of days, like, to try and relax in between fights, like not hold too much stress worrying about the next day, just sort of like get it done, relax, breathe the sigh of relief, get a good night's sleep, and just wake up and then worry about everything as it comes, rather than, you know, getting too worked up about it. Yeah.
You know, you talked about the mental thing. Is it a weight thing? Do you weigh in every day at the amateurs, or do you weigh before the competition? Or?
Yeah, so I kind of look at it's almost like Groundhog Day. Like every day is the same. It's get up, check your weight, make sure you're on weight, go to the weigh-ins, and you got the medical check. That takes about an hour. Then you get back, you have your breakfast. Then you got a bit of time to chill. Then you get to the arena, you get your hands wrapped, you start warming up, and then go out to fight. And it's basically just the same process every single day. So it's just learning how to deal with that process, and just, yeah, that's how I treat it. It's like Groundhog Day. You just wake up and it's the same thing every day.
What are you expecting different in Serbia than it was?
I'm not expecting the buffet to be as good as Abu Dhabi. That was honestly a treat, which is good in some ways, because I came in a little bit underweight, so I could enjoy some of the finer things in the buffet selection. But this time, I don't know if it's going to be quite up to par.
And how your weight, is it consistent all the time?
Yeah, so I stay pretty light, pretty close to the weigh-in, and I definitely think that it doesn't benefit you to be cutting much weight on a same-day weigh-in over 5 days. Like, you can't really be cutting a substantial amount of weight. In fact, I want to come in, not have to cut any weight. You know, that way I can enjoy the buffet. And yeah, I don't have to worry about draining myself every morning before the competition.
Of course, everybody must be asking you the same question. When do you turn professional?
Yeah, well, definitely after this one. So I was initially planning to turn pro earlier with my like that's me and Carl's plan basically earlier before, like after the last Worlds, but just coming off the back of that, like to get 5 fights in 1 week, essentially I only had 5 amateur fights going into that tournament, so I doubled all my experience in the span of a week, and then just a huge amount of exposure and experience. So it's hard to pass up on a second opportunity to go over and do that and get 5 more fights in. So yeah, but definitely after this one, I think the time will come.
And have you thought about when you turn professional what weight you could come down to, what you could fight at?
Yeah, well, I used to sort of think of myself as a middleweight, but now definitely looking more towards the welterweight side of things potentially. But it's something I'm trying to worry about one thing at a time, and I've got this in front of me, and then I'll talk to Carl, get some advice from. I was working with a dojo dietitian, one of the guys that works with the fight dietitian. So, yeah, have a chat with those guys.
Do you go home for Christmas or you stay right through?
I'm staying right through here, yeah. But I got quite a bit of family up in Auckland, so it'll be good. I'll have a good festive season, I guess. But yeah, sacrifices that have to be made, I guess.
Hey, really nice to talk to you, Fergus.
Cheers, Tony.
Yeah, hope we can catch you before you go back. And
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.